Hello, you chose the Dame Darcy Mermaid Tarot deck for What's Next in Love. You have the Ace of Cups as your anchor card. So let's play around with what's next in love for you. Here's the deck. What do my pile 1 friends need to know about what's next in love? You've got 3 cards, the 6 of Pentacles, the 8 of Wands in reverse, and the Queen of Cups in reverse. Now I read reversals as something to take note of, as like an exclamation point in the reading. 6 of Pentacles. I'm going to move back slightly. The light from the window is really shining very heavily on the oars in the 8 of Wands, and specifically on, let's see, there's 8 oars, but specifically on the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th oar. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Like there's a little halo of light around those oars. So that could be 1, 2, that could be something having to do with the number 5, 5 minutes, 5 weeks, 5 months, or it could just be like the number 555, meaning big change is coming. Something really important is going to be taking place very, very soon. The 6 of Pentacles. In this case, the pentacles are on the sails of this Spanish galleon, meaning, again, something taking sail or taking flight very quickly and pretty soon. Something that's going to really speak to your emotional side, with this Queen of Cups being in the reverse. Really going to open your heart, really going to allow you to come from a place that you haven't been able to come from in quite a while, a space of passion and vulnerability and sensuality. Now I'm using my Loveland Oracle deck. This is Loveland, the Autumn Pack. So if you're watching, this is a timeless video, but it is being recorded during the Venus retrograde, which is happening late July, all through August, and right into the beginning of September 2023. You can watch this video and it will apply this whenever you watch it, but specifically for those watching during that time frame, or any time in a July, August, September time frame, that early fall, early autumn time frame for those in the northern hemisphere, or it would be early springtime for those in the southern hemisphere, is going to be particularly important for your journey during that period of time. So let's see what's supposed to play out. It looks like it's what is that, like late July. We only have like barely a week left in this, and then we have the whole month of August, which I believe is, I walk around when I read The Joys of a Wireless Mic. August is a pretty long month. It's got pretty much almost like a full 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4 weeks, but it's divided up in a weird way. So that's 4. That's 5 weeks. Yeah, because that Venus retrograde ends kind of right around the beginning. I think it's September the 3rd. So that is 5-ish weeks. So maybe the 5 oars is within the next 5 weeks. What specifically is happening for you in love during this Venus retrograde, or during this next 5 weeks? We got the Trick or Treat card. It was the perfect spooky night, Teddy thought, as he put on his Ghoul of the Night Halloween costume and prepared to meet his friends. The Ghoul of the Night waited patiently in the hedgerows, planning out how he would scare unsuspecting trick-or-treaters. So this is my, did I say that? This is my deck. So look, there's masks going on, maybe so masks going on or masks coming off. The Ghoul of the Night card comes up when you need like a little bit more fun in your life, or, well, both, or when you need to believe in magic. Because it talks about this thing, like the Ghoul in the Night is like, oh, that can't be real. That's just a made up, trick or treat Halloween fantasy or Samhain spooky dark fantasy. And then the card specifically says that the Ghoul of the Night is in the bushes watching out for you, to watch out for trick-or-treaters to come by so he can scare them. So do you believe in magic? Do you believe in the wonder? Is that a song? In the wonders of love? Do you believe in all the things that are within the spirit world? Because on the bottom of the deck was the Loveland Tarot Shop Spirit Night event. The spirits of Loveland gathered in the tarot shop's back room. They waited patiently for Madame Reina to begin the seance so they could magically appear and provide messages to their loved ones. So again, do you believe in magic? Is that song, right? Of a young girl's heart. That could be a song to go take a look at the lyrics. But you're being asked to trust in your dreams, trust in the messages that have been showing up all around you, trust in your heart, just trust in the love. This is my deck, Happy Cloud. Don't give up hope on your dreams. Seems to be a big theme right now. From my deck, Happy Cloud, we got Island Time. You need to slow down. That's Caterpillar approved. So when this card comes up, you're asked, and they're having me place it right on top of the 8 of Wands. It's talking about the next 5 weeks and things happening. It's interesting because that card, 8 of Wands, is about things happening quickly, but then we get Island Time. You need to slow down on top of that. So you're being asked to, what's going to happen is you're being asked to just slow down, smell the roses, the Aloha Spirit, and New Lemuria, the place that, if you're watching this, you are working with the New Lemurian light codes. You're a bringer of the light. You're part of the TLC for the Soul Tribe. That's my other channel. And if you're not, then maybe you should come take a look. But as part of that soul group, as part of the monad that has come here to take on work of being a bringer of the light, of bringing in the New Lemurian light codes, and then there's a whole other group of people working with New Atlantean light codes. That's a more technology-based live stream. It's not a live stream. It's a technology-based live stream for the planet. So there's those of us here, so this pertains to you, there's those of us here that have come to balance out the energies on the planet, because when anyone takes over, things get out of balance. So when there's too much earth-based spirituality and not any technology, then there's no advancement in a society. They don't advance technologically, which is part of what they're saying, a part of a balanced life stream. When you are in the New Atlantean, when you're working with the New Atlantean codes, you are bringing balance to the kind of earth-based stuff. But as we've seen with things like the fall of Atlantis, you can't all, and some of the shows that I watch that I'm like, oh, some of the shows that I've watched lately, like the Terminator, where it's like, okay, everything got way too AI and way too technology based, and there was no earth-based spirituality. Things got way out of balance, and bad things happened to everybody. So you're here to help bring that new Lemurian light to the planet, and as part of that role is to slow down, go with the flow. It's a very divine feminine role, even if whether you're a masculine or whether you're male or female, it's a very divine feminine role. It's about being an earth guardian, doing gate work and grid work. And this is all part of this reading, because this is all why you're here. What's next for you in love is speaking about many different types of love. Is it a relationship? Quite possibly yes, if that's what you're manifesting. Is it your own spiritual practice? Most definitely yes. Is it part of your soul purpose and life purpose, why you've come? A resounding yes, the guides are saying, because you came here to do more than just be in a relationship. You came here to work with the codes of self-love and self-care. That's all on the divine feminine side of things, helping to raise the vibration of the planet. By doing that, by slowing down more, taking care of yourself better, loving your life, being out in nature more. This is all of what's being called the new Lemurian light, the new Lemurian light on the planet. And that's why you've come. So it's not just about hurrying up and getting into a romance. It's about enjoying the journey along the way, trusting the universe. The trusting the universe is a big one, and that's being acknowledged. Trusting the universe. You're going to have to work with your guides and source energy to trust in the universe more, to bring you what you need. That's everything. That's a partner, because many of you are here to be part of a spiritually based partnership, be it a twin flame, or it doesn't have to be a twin flame. It could be just a divine counterpart, someone who's spiritually aligned to you, but not necessarily your twin flame. If you're confused about what that is, we have a whole twin flame series on Loveland Tarot and on my podcast. It's also on the blog. Everything I talk about in these shows is always links to everything I talk about are in the show notes. So if any of this intrigues you, my YouTube channels, all my books. I have a book about a nonfiction book, of fiction books. All that stuff you can check out. But part of why you're here is to slow down, not rush through your life. No, just like this card says, it's on my own personal altar space, but it's eyes on your own paper. So don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Take care of you. Take care of your own work. Take care of your own soul mission, your own soul purpose, why you're here, why you came, what you're here to do. That's all within your Akashic record. And if you can slow down a little bit, then you're going, and sometimes there's a little bit too much of a fixation on a certain thing. So the Venus retrograde brings up, all these topics of self-love and self-care and giving back to yourself more as you're possibly waiting on a soul contract to begin this partnership we're talking about. You have to slow down a little bit and take good care of yourself. Depending on what wave you're in on the twin flame journey, could also play into this. And they don't want to go more into the waves right now, because this particular pile 1 is not necessarily a twin flame pile. It's all about, and I saw 144. Yeah, it's all more about life purpose and soul purpose and doing what you love. So I'm going to get a card from my Forest of the Wolf deck. Other messages for you during this, what's next for you in love during this time frame, the next 5 weeks or so. Power of the pack. Tune in when you need a pick-me-up. I would say that's community. The wolf pack is a very important like spirit guide. I'm going to move this camera back just a little bit more. It's a really important spirit guide on the journey. The wolf pack is about community, telepathy. Everybody who I just said is here, like working with the new Lemurian light codes. We're all energetically and synergistically connected to each other. So find your tribe, connect in with them, connect in with nature when you need a pick-me-up. When you get too focused on wanting something that's not there yet, when you get nervous, focus on service. Allow yourself to receive the codes that you need to receive to move forward with your life purpose, your soul mission, and all that. Many of you, probably all of you, they're saying are star seeds. This is my deck, Pleiadian Power. So what's next for you in love? You got angels are trying to reach you. So you're only going to know what's next for you in love if you sit and take a time out and allow yourself to receive what's next for you in love. It could be a creative project. It could be they're saying a mission directive. Wow, a mission directive to go do something on the planet having to do with conspiracy. Why is it something to do with conspiracy? What does that even mean? Well, there's saying having to do with conspiracy. I don't know what that means. Maybe like conspiracy theories. Maybe some of you are whistleblowers or frontliners who deal with, yeah, I'm getting big chills. Oh yeah, wow, super big chills. So some of you are frontliners or work directly on the front lines, either in the 3D or the 5D, working with dark energy. And oh, so many chills. Working with being the bringer of the light for dark energy in different realms, 5D, 3D, and beyond that. So you may be being called to a mission directive that you're only going to understand when you get quiet and go within and receive that information from your guides. Many of you that do that type of work do that work in dream time or in a meditative state. And if it's a mission, like a lot of times I would get those missions, like when I did that, well, I still do that kind of work, but not as much as I did before. I kind of moved on to something else. It was kind of like an initiation phase for me to test my integrity levels. So maybe that will be coming up for you too. But I worked with Merlin a lot on that. And Merlin would like pop in, and I worked through Avalon and Merlin, and he would pop in like, I've got a mission for you. I need you to do X, Y, Z. And I would go into a meditative state with him and my guides, and we would run a mission and go do something somewhere on the planet. So you could be getting stuff like that, and you're just being asked to heed the call. Of course, you have free will choice. You don't have to do that anymore. I do recall, I don't know how long I did that, but at some point Merlin was like, you've graduated and you don't have to do this anymore if you don't want to. And so I kind of moved on from doing that work, but it was all based on doing grid work on the planet, or doing certain things on behalf of the light at different areas, in different places on the planet. I worked specifically a lot during the Archangel Michael ley line with Merlin. So there could be things like that coming in for you during this time as well. And we're going to get one last card from the Flower Therapy deck for Robert Reeves. Any final messages for what's next in love for our beautiful pile ones who chose our Dame Darcy Mermaid deck. Yep, it's all about you. Take time for yourself. Enjoy relaxation activities that nurture your soul. It's all, this next 5 weeks or so, no matter when you watch this, is all about taking care of you. And the bottom of the deck, because they're having me read it, the bottom of the deck is the red rose. Open your heart. Your potential for greater love rests in opening your heart. Blockages and wounds from your past will be healed, and you'll be met with the true passion that you seek, whether that's more of a loving relationship with yourself, whether that's more of a loving relationship with a partner that may be coming in at some point in time. Right now, the next 5 weeks, though, seems to be more individual related, doing more soul work, soul mission stuff, self-love, self-care, slowing down, taking care of yourself. So that is all we have for you, friends. I want to thank you so much for joining me for this reading, and we will see you all again soon. Take care. Hello, friends. Hello. You chose this Ace of Cups, pile number 2. What is next in love for you? So take a moment to take a deep breath together. Let's get a few more cards from the Gill Tarot. What is next in love for you? The High Priest. I think I'm not sure yet if I want to zoom in on the cards. Each one of these readings has a different location. It's being done in a different location. Bottom of the deck was the Emperor. There's a 4 and a 5. So this is the Emperor card from the Gill Tarot. So you've got the Emperor and the Priest. What is next in love? We're building a story. The guides are going to show me what card decks they want me to draw from. But yes, each one of these piles is in a different tablescape. So take in everything on this tarot table. All the elements that have been pulled together specifically for your pile also have meaning and magic and mystery for you. Not just the cards themselves. Everything in the tablescape. The weather outside. So this is being recorded on a different day than pile 1. Pile 1 was very hot, very, very hot and steamy. Very hot weather for where I live in North Dakota. It was almost 90 degrees, very sunny, very, very humid. Today is a different day. Today feels almost like fall. I'm recording this right before Lunasa Lammas on August the 1st, 2023. This is a timeless reading, but it's very gray and drizzly rain outside, and the temperature has dropped from yesterday. It's only going to be in the 70s today, and it's going to be windy and cloudy all day. And my son and I are going to go see a movie called The Haunted Mansion. So maybe this is about spending time with those you love. We're already coming out with 2 people. And I already sense that this kind of talks about where you were. This Emperor card, where you were, kind of like the day I just talked about. So maybe some of you came from pile number 1 and you're like, hey, what's this? This is different. This looks totally different. The fire is in the past for you. And you are looking at a more, and this kind of, to me, feels like today, in a way, there's gray around the borders. He is, I gotta better look at this, hold on. Yeah, it's like he's standing in front of like a lake or something. So there's a lot of water in this card. He's like in a lake. There's this black and white kind of balanced energy. That right there, I know it's a staff, but it almost looks like a shepherd's hook. That, so the sheep, spirit animal is coming in for those of you that resonates with. They are having me pull out the Mystic Martians Oracle. Sorry, my star seeds. I'm watching this pile. What is next in love for you? We got the Syrians. Artistic, integrity, and honesty. And if you'll look, she's also standing in front of a lot of water. Oh gosh, I'm getting a really strong hit on this location. Wow, I've never gotten that before, so maybe this location needs some love, some grid work. This is the, oh, what is it called? It is the, I think it's called the Devil's Cauldron. I might have to look this up. I think it's called the Devil's Cauldron. It's in Oregon, on the Oregon coast. Devil's Blowhole or something like that. No, it's the boiling. It's up by an area I always frequented on vacation. When I realized I was probably doing a lot of grid work at that time. Let's see. Devil's. Let me just look it up for you, because that's very strong. Boiling. I'm gonna not get it right. Cauldron. Oregon coast. Yes. Okay, I'm getting such big chills, such a big hit on this. Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna show it to you. So Syrians. Artistic integrity and honesty, but it's more the location. So this is the Devil's Cauldron. I swear, it looks so much like it. It is a place in Oregon, on the Oregon coast. Now, I used to do a lot of grid work up there, so I would, if it was me, and I got this in a reading, you might tap in, maybe look at some pictures up there. Up in that area. They're just saying that area needs some love right now. And I do see also, well, there's planets and stuff, but there's also like a little, come on camera, there's also like a little outpost or something right there. So it's a portal point and it needs some attention right now. It needs some light. And there's, yeah, because she's got that crystal around her neck and it's pointing down and she's like grounding some energy through her scarf. Like I see it going down. So this is less about what's on the card as it is you're being called to help a location, especially with that. Yeah, they're giving me big chills there. So that is a yes. So, oh, so many. So when you're being called to grid work or being like an earth guardian or what we call a bringers of the light, oh my God, stop getting me. Okay, I got the chills. I get it. That area needs some work. People with certain soul signatures, certain energy signatures, or in this case, you might be from Sirius A, and you might, oh yeah, you might have, they're saying you have quadrants. and points that you're assigned to energetically, and you are being asked to go just sit in that energetic space of the Devil's Cauldron in Oregon. Focus on this portal. I have some videos about this place too. Focus on this area. And this is where we used to stand. Like when you go, it's like a little park. You like park over here and you walk and you kind of stand in this area right here because it's all bubbly in there. The water comes in and like bubbles up like a cauldron. It's kind of spooky. Maybe I'm supposed to go there and do some work too. Because she's wearing like a pink outfit. So you are being called to do some earth guardian work. So let's just check, because it seems like it's people you love, but not necessarily. It's more like the planet for this pile versus a person. It's people and places you love need your love right now, and you are being asked to contribute via grid work. So it looks like the grids may need a little bit of strengthening on the West Coast, specifically in that Oregon area. Let's pull out, they're going to go to the Forest of the Wolf. So this is my deck. Forest of the Wolf. Let's just see. That was so specific. I have never had a hit like that before. I mean, I have. What am I talking about? But I mean, that specific location in a card, I've seen that card before. Okay, so this card came up in another pack. This is Power of the Pack. Tune in when you need a pick-me-up. And this is one of my own personal photos. And this is also taken up in, where did I take this picture? This was definitely on the West Coast. I don't remember exactly where it was. Oh, they're saying it was up by Shasta. Okay, so they're saying I took this picture on a grid line that goes from Shasta up to the Oregon mountains. Wow. So yeah, you're getting really big direction to spend some time. So this did come out in another pile as well. So I find this quite interesting. But that pile was given different coordinates to work with. This pile is being asked to focus on what we call the they're calling it the New Lemurian Corridor, running from the Polynesian Islands all the way up to Alaska. And and those of you that have Syrian, pull it back a little. Those of you that have Syrian starseed light codes within you have been asked to download those codes in those specific locations. So what you do, if you don't know what to do, just go. You can do it several ways. First of all, call in your guides and ask them to help you. Well, wait, actually, first of all, you don't have to do this if you don't want to. This is part of your soul purpose and your soul mission and why you're here. So it's part of service to others, even though then the others in this case, well, ultimately it's all of us, but right now it's the planet that needs this light, which ultimately does filter out to all of us, sentient beings, not just the human race, but the elemental races as well. And so you will or have been assigned a guide that helps you with your grid work. And you are being asked to work with that guide. So yeah, the other piles, we had Merlin, and we were working in a different location. We were working in Avalon. This one we're working on the West Coast on these Lemurian ley lines that need your extra support. And so you will work with your guide either in meditation or just, I don't know, how everybody works with their guides differently. In dream state, you decide, or you can just sit down, create a sacred space, call in your guide. Your guide will help you say, I'm here to help work with the grids. I've been asked to help along, the new Lemurian ley line, specifically between Shasta, Mount Shasta in California, and the Oregon coast up by, they're saying Nescoin. I spent a lot of time in Nescoin. Nescoin is, oh my God, is Proposal Rock. Is up in Nescoin. I have a lot of pictures of Proposal Rock. And there was a very ancient forest dating back to biblical times, buried under the sand at the beach where Proposal Rock is at. So maybe I have to go sit in these places myself if no one else watches this. Then that is what you're being asked to do, is focus on those areas, have your guide help you. It may just be that you have to go energetically like stand there and allow yourself to release those codes down into the earth, but you specifically will be guided on exactly what you need to do. So don't do exactly what I'm saying, because let me tell you, when we go on assignment for these types of assignments, you could be asked to place an etheric object there. There could be something you're carrying in your auric field, some sort of energy object that has come with you from Sirius A that you need to put there, some sort of etheric energy crystal, because she had that crystal around her neck. But you're being asked to work very strongly with the earth. So I'm going to pull out Shaman's Drum because this is a very earth-based deck. I saw 1441, that's mirrored energy. That's also 144, which for me is a call to my bringers of the light. That is your soul purpose, your soul mission kind of activation number. Whenever I see 144, it's a bringers of the light call to action. And when I see mirrored energy like that, 1441, so 14 mirrored back is 41, it does bring in twin flame energy for me, like a twin flame. Yes, oh my God, my whole body is chills. A twin flame soul mission. So you may be a twin flame with your twin flame in the 3D. You may be working with your twin flame in the 5D, and maybe this is someone you've never met before in the 3D world, but you're on soul mission already. So that would be like my wave 3 people. I have a Twin Flames 2.0 series. If you are not sure what I'm talking about, when I talk about waves, there's a playlist on YouTube. There's a playlist on the podcast on Spotify. This Twin Flames 2.0 series is on Loveland Tarot on YouTube and on my podcast all over the place, but the playlist for it specifically is on Spotify if you want everything in a playlist rather than having to go search through the podcast. But it looks like you're working with your twin flame counterpart. Oh, they're saying your twin flame counterpart could be off planet in Sirius A, working with you through here. Oh, big chills. This could be for those of you that have a twin flame who has crossed over. Oh my God, I'm getting so, I'm gonna cry. Hold on. This is for those of you that could have a twin flame that has crossed over. That twin flame is working with you off planet. And you guys are still, they're saying you're still doing soul mission together. So don't doubt that. That person is always, that soul, I can't say it's a person because it's past, but that soul is always working with you. And you guys are doing mission in dream state or through meditative state, but definitely working in the 5D on soul mission together. And it feels very symbiotic, like they may be off planet and passing you energetically things from off planet places that need to be put in, that need to be put in these etheric locations. Oh my God, that's crazy. Okay, so I've never had that come up before. It's so wild. All right. Were we ready to move on now? Yeah, okay. So this is my deck, Shaman's Drum. Wow. We got wampum. It is only as valuable as the energy and attention you place upon it. Wampum. Oh, look. What is that? Is that? Looks like that. Oh, when I took this, I don't know when I took this picture. Is this even my picture? I don't know where that picture came from. But wampum was Native American currency, and it was valuable to them back then, whenever that was. In this case, it's shells and sea glass, and it meant something to them, whereas maybe to somebody else it would have been like, it's just some darn shells and sea glass, doesn't mean a dang thing. That's what the planet is calling for right now in terms of grid work. It needs people that honor the planet to show up now. It's time for you to show up and show others how important this world really is. For people in the 3D, they just don't understand, they don't get it, but they're curious. So more and more people are waking up, more and more people are curious of what's going on. And it's like, don't be afraid to do these things. So for example, they're showing me this example that I did. I used to live in New Braunfels, Texas. It's right next to Gruen, Texas, very historic town in between Austin and San Antonio. Very magical space. Thank God, I've always get drawn to these magical spaces, and the rivers there are just amazing. But along the street that I lived is a very busy, it was a little street, it was just one lane on each side. It was a small street. There was no room to really expand it, but the traffic was insane. And the trash along the sides of the road was just disgusting. And so sometimes I would take like a large trash bag, I mean a huge Glad bag, and I would go out on the side of the road with my little walking staff and my rubber gloves and my trash bag. I didn't really give a flip. I was picking up trash, and I would fill the entire Glad bag just like from my house where I lived down the street, not even a quarter of a mile. I would fill the entire bag with trash. And cars were going by, and people were probably like, what is that crazy person doing? Like, why would that person like go out of their way to do this, you know? And I just did it because, well, number one, and I do it even now where I live here. I walk up and down the street, and if I see trash, sometimes it's not as much here, it's a very small town, but bottles and stuff, or the wind blows stuff like from, you know, far away, and it ends up on the street, but it even ends up on the street like down the block. And I'm like, I don't want to, first of all, I love my planet. I know the trash goes somewhere, eventually goes to a landfill, and it's still trash on the ground, but it's like, pick up your space, show others what you care. I walk up and down the street, there's an office building next to me. The guys in there are probably like, what is that crazy woman doing? I get a little bag, and I go and I walked around, and I pick up the stuff and I throw it away. So show others that you care. Set a higher standard by being an example. And yeah, some people are probably gonna be, what is that crazy dumb person doing? Like, don't they have anything better to do with their day? Like, or somebody else will do that. You know, that's the big one. Somebody else will do that. That's what the trash man is for, the whatever's for. Like, I can just drive by and flick my can out the window. Like, who cares? It's more the attitude behind the action than the fact that it's like, well, trash goes somewhere eventually anyway. It's always on the earth. You know, it's either in a landfill or it's on the ground in front of my house. It's not that. It's like, show the earth that you care, especially if you want to work with the Fae. If you want to work with the Fae, then you better start picking up some trash, because they make you work for it. You want to build a relationship with the Fae? Yeah, they're giving me big chills. You want to build a relationship with the Fae? It does not come free. You have to show them through, oh my God. All right, you have to show them. They're just, get waves of unconditional love. It's just tears, not sadness, but you have to show them through unconditional love, through breaking through barriers and boundaries. They're not going to let you through their boundary line into their space if you don't take action and show them that you care about the planet. They're very planet oriented. Each and every single time I want to work with the Fae, it starts out by them showing me trash that I need to pick up. That's my way of doing it. That's what works for me. I mean, it could be something else for you. It could be a tree that you need to rescue, or, you know, I don't know, or an animal that shows itself that needs help. Everybody's way of service is different, but for me, they're always like, there's some trash. I mean, immediately they like have me hone in on, like, it could be under a bush, a big old hunk of styrofoam or something, like, there's trash. And it's like, I don't get to kind of connect with them until I at least show due diligence that I'm here to help the planet. Because without it, I could really get on a high horse about this. So I don't want your reading to be too long. Look, we hardly have any cards on the table, but this is coming through so strong for you that it's time to take action. Show others you care through your actions, your deeds, your words, your aura, how you feel. It's just a whole other way of being. The magic, the mystery, the mysticism. I'm going to draw from this little deck. Let me get you one more card because I feel like you don't have a lot of cards. This is a little tiny deck. He's got other decks too, and I really want to get them. But this is Working with the Four Elements by Colin Hall Art. It's a little deck. I've had it for a long time, and he's got some, I really wish it came in bigger cards, but let's get a card for you. Oh, you got 2 cards. Okay, love these cards. You got in the book, it's really weird, but let's get, oh, look, cool. You got water again. You got Aphrodite and Neptune. This could also have to be clean water, taking care of the water. Let's move these. This is obviously about self-love and self-care, but I feel that it's more self-love and self-care of the planet. These may be guides coming through for you, Neptune specifically, because he's right there in the middle of your reading. I don't think I need to read the book for this. Sometimes I do like to read the little things from the book, but the water may need your help as well. You may be guided to advocate for clean water within and around you or somewhere else. Yeah, just such a big message of earth guardianship. I think it's all going to start coming to you. You're going to see this reading, and this card also has the same colors in it. It looks like the planet. It looks like the colors of Gaia. Your next thing in love for you is falling in love, number one, with who you are, but falling in love with your love for Earth. Because so many people are sent here with that mission directive. So many starseeds keep coming back because of their love for the Earth, but it doesn't click on right away. So I read for a younger person recently, and it was like, that's one of the reasons you're here. Because he was like, why do I keep coming back? And I'm like, well, you keep coming back because of your love for the planet, but it's just not activated yet in him. And so it's like he doesn't like get it. And you'll know you'll get it when you start to feel this deep, unconditional love. It will well up in your heart like tears for the planet, and you'll want to help. So this reading could be your activation, or you could already be doing this work. Regardless, it's time to step it up and take your soul mission work in this area to a deeper, higher vibrational level. So you have been called. Will you heed the call? Will you take action? Will you serve and come here to do what you promised you would come here to do before you even got here? That is all I have for you, pile number 2. I hope you enjoyed your reading, and I will see you again soon. Take care. Hello, friends. Hello, pile 3. Hello. Welcome. You chose this Ace of Cups. This is the, I always forget the name, Lunar Eclipse Tarot. It's typically my Twin Flame Tarot deck. So, Before we get into any cards, though, let's just look at this tablescape. Each tarot board for the 3 piles has purposely and with intent. The guides had me set these up with intent. The different tablescapes for each reading. This is to get you into the practice of noticing all your surroundings. Everything that's around you has meaning and purpose. Getting into the practice of using your master senses to see the entire picture or the magic, the mysticism, the mystery that Spirit might be offering up to you in any space and place that's around you. So this is the 3rd day of filming. Each day has had a different energy, a different vibe about it that we've brought out in each of the piles. You could you could potentially be watching all 3 piles. Messages have been very, very different for each one. There's one kind of connecting theme, but I'm going to save that to see if that connects into this pile 3. Today, also in terms of the weather outside, we're recording this on the weekend right before Lunasa Lammas, right before a super full moon on August 1st. In Aquarius, super moon in Aquarius, full moon. The weather is very beautiful. It's very cool outside. It was only 53 degrees this morning. It's very sunny and bright, and there are a few little clouds in the sky. What I have noticed over the past couple of days is a very big angelic presence in the clouds. Lots of angel wings, lots of huge angelic energy around to support us during this Lionsgate portal, which will be coming up here on the 8/8. So let's also, before I dive in there, and this tablescape kind of wants something else on the other side of the thing in the middle. So I'm going to bring in this little spirit cat. I don't know who this little cat is, but I just thought it was the sweetest little picture in the sweetest little frame that I found it in a little thrift shop. So it's either a portrait or a picture of someone's cat, and they went to a great deal of a great deal of love and care to put that in that frame. So cute. Also on the tarot board, what I'm noticing is very bright and light in the majority of the frame, but that little right corner is got a shadow running across it, and that's where there is a peach selenite heart along with our pumpkin spice candle, all colors of fall. Officially fall, I guess the early fall, early autumn starts with Lammas Lunasa on August the 1st. This is, however, a timeless reading, so you could be watching in the southern hemisphere. It could be fall where you're at, coming up very soon. But I feel like there's energy of the fall that's being kind of shrouded from you, almost like you don't know what's going to happen after this reading. They're saying, like, you don't know what's going to happen yet. There's some things that you're not meant to see right now. So you're being asked to trust and have faith that the autumn season is going to bear the fruit that you've been asking about, whatever that fruit is. And I'm being asked to actually take this and put it over here. This is very interesting. Why the cat is in the shadows now, I don't know. Let's flip over some cards. And it is bugging me a little bit. It is a full moon and coming up, a super moon, and it does bring out like, what is it? Like everything that's in your energy field is being brought out, like like the werewolf syndrome. So right now you could be feeling, things that aren't necessarily, like illusions could be happening that aren't true. So you're being asked to just pay attention no matter when you watch this of what's coming up, not to fall into the illusion of some of the things that are happening around you. Because always in full moon energy, especially super full moon energy, certain things that are significant in our auric field get amplified. Perfectionism is a big one for me. So like having things just so, I have to like get over that. So let's shuffle a few more cards out of this lunar eclipse tarot. See what other messages we have for you. I try to shuffle on camera, but my shuffling is not the most exciting thing to see. These cards are very beautiful though. They do have a little mirror gilt rose gold edge. And I'm going to shift something around because I like to stand up and do my readings. But there's something like right under my feet. Maybe there's a cat around you that's right under your feet. Maybe you're concerned about a familiar and you don't know what's going to happen with that animal. That's very interesting. Oh, that's too many cards. All right, what's going on for pile 3? This is what's next in love. We're getting all sorts of messages here. The 6 of Wands with this matchbook with he's not really a unicorn, he's like a horse. Horses are very big in this deck. Horses are, look, there's a lucky horseshoe with some, let me hold this closer. I don't know what kind of flower that is, sorry. I'm trying to figure out if that's a lily or a, must be a lily because they're having me stop there. None of these matches have been burnt yet, have been struck yet. It's like a brand new match pack with a horse. So there's brand new energy coming in for you in the fall season very, very soon. And I want to I'm going to get a little bit closer on the cards. In the fall season. The bottom of the deck is the 4 of Wands with more lilies in a box with a giant eye on it. I actually feel like I need to do this. Now they're pointing me to a different 4 of Wands that I already have out. So I do feel like this is some sort of a reading about a person. So the other piles, I will say the other piles were not about relationships with people. So that is a difference there. But they're wanting me to pull this 4 of Wands. I've had it sitting on my altar space. And they want me to read from the book. And I have to say that this 4 of Wands is probably one of my most favorite 4 of Wands that I've seen so far. It's this one. So this is from the Runic Tarot. And they want me to put this in the center. I notice we're getting very specific on placement. And I'll speak to some of these other cards in a minute. I just want to read this because sometimes I feel like the pink tarot is just a lot of pretty pictures. There are some things to glean from the lilies. But they want you to see this picture of the Four of Wands. And I'm going to read because I like this guidebook because it gives us little lessons on the Nordic stuff. Two lovers cling to one another in the center of a grove. Here, I'll pour. Now I'm going to leave the card where it's at. It looks nice. One has long, it gives their physical appearance. One has long brown hair pulled back in a ponytail and a beard. They have a white cloth wrapped around their waist. Their eyes are closed and a ray of sun shines on them. The other lover has long red hair and a long flowing gown. They look up at their partner with a smile. A square marks a boundary with 4 staves. One staff on the left has a carving of Odin dangling at the center. Another staff on the right has a carving of Freya on it, and a rune glows between the lovers' feet. A ceremony of joining occurs in the woods. These 2 people have come together to form the foundations of a family. They've fallen in love with each other's spirit and desire to walk down the following path as one. The Four of Wands is a card of celebration, that no matter what you are doing, you have aligned yourself with true passion. There is still much more work to be done, but for now you know you're right where you need to be, doing the work you set out to do. Your mission is to build upon this strong foundation and see it to the conclusion. And the bind rune at the bottom of the card is grow the idea you currently have in your head. It's bar, harmony, breed, creation, and purchase. So what you want is coming. You just can't see it yet with this shadow. You will have success with the Six of Wands. A whole brand new chapter starts, and it looks like it's starting now. So I really am seeing, where's my pointer? I really am seeing this whole thing as a period of time you can't see yet, and it's the fall. So like starting now, the new chapter has begun with this new book of matches of wands. And you're right in it because the shadow comes down and kind of flops over here a little bit. I feel like this is again, this is timeless. So this is the end of whenever you're watching this. It could be the end of a month, the end of a week, the end of a season. And then bloop, there's this thing you can't see. So that everything you want, your flame, could be family. The other thing that's in the shadow is this little thing that I found. Live, love, lake. So it's got a lot of water energy. It could signify a place like the beach. There's a starfish, some other little, like almost, you know, what, fake turquoise and rhinestones. Bounty, treasure, pirate's booty. All of that is sitting there in the shadows. Passion with the, I'll pull the stone out so you can see it, with the selenite heart. And this almost looks like an eye. This little occlusion right here in the oh shit, sorry. It also looks like a dolphin in a way. So this is definitely twin flame energy. Even though our candle only has one flame, I don't know, do I have candles with 2 flames? I have candles with 3 and candles with 1, so maybe that doesn't matter. Oh, and some of these things kind of fell out of the frame, but the little, all these things are there waiting for you. Beyond the beyond. Let's get some more cards. Let's get, and right now there's a little cricket that I just started hearing outside the window. I have the windows open today. It is a weekend. when I'm recording this and whenever it's a weekend, it's very, very quiet around where I live. And I'm looking at the fairy tree outside my bedroom window. I'm going to pull out this deck. And I noticed this reading feels very relaxed, very slow moving, very sensual. You're being asked to just slow down and enjoy the moment. What's coming is coming. Even if you can't see it, you can feel it. I'm going to pull out this deck. This is a deck I just recently got, the City of Dreams Oracle by Jackie Franco. She also makes one of my favorite tarot decks, the Midnight City Tarot. These are both decks set in New York City. So travel. So let's see. With that eye on the peach selenite, I feel like with this reading, the guides are going to, where the heck did it go? These guides are going to give you a little sneak peek, dolphin energies, twin flame energy, a little sneak peek into what's behind that shadow door. I'm also looking at, and I don't know if you guys can fully see it. Yeah. I'm going to slightly make the camera go like that because I want to pay attention to, for a minute, of like what's coming up over here in the shadows. A lot of times I get a lot of visions in shadows. I see a lot of things like that. So pay attention to what's coming up in the shadows, metaphorically as well as physically. So like here, we could see something here in a little bit. I'm going to take a look. But what's coming up in your own shadows? So I did just say there's a super full moon. That's the energy that's part of this reading. It's coming up in a couple of days. Pay attention of what's coming up for you in your shadows, in your ego, in your mental and emotional body. When we talk about some of these things, like you can't see what's happening yet, does that bother you? Are there other things that are coming up? Is there shadow work you could still be doing to prepare yourself to align for this partner? Because they're smack dab in the center of your reading with this Four of Wands. Is there anything else you need to look at? As this super full moon energy surrounds you as almost like a lunar Reiki as part of this reading, throughout the next 24 hours, pay attention to what's coming up for you that you might need to address in terms of any additional healing. Your guides are going to start showing you as you get closer to this meeting of the flames with this person. I don't think you know this. You don't know this person, you're saying. So as you get closer to some sort of physical reunion with them, so this would be like my twin flames who are in the reunion phase of their journey. If you don't know what the waves are, there's a wave 1, 2, 3, and then we go into reunion. You can check out my Twin Flames 2.0 series. It's here on Loveland Tarot. It's here on the podcast, wherever you are looking at this or listening to this. Loveland Tarot has a playlist. And if you're listening to the podcast on Spotify, there's a playlist there. Otherwise, you should be able to search within the podcast. Just put Twin Flames. And this series will come up. Let's get a card from this City of Dreams Oracle. This is another cute deck. I'll show you that. I realize some of you are listening. You can't see the cards. I do my best to describe the cards. I know a lot of people still listen to these readings on the podcast, whether there's cards being seen or not. All right. I love this card. It is a digital clock with 1111. This is such a twin flame card. Oh my God, you guys are giving me such big chills. I didn't have a twin flame candle, but this is definitely a twin flame card. 1111. Twin flame energy for sure. Instead of dots between the 11s, there's little hearts. The watch also has 11, 11, 11, 11 on it, like 11, 11 twice. There's a heart. So like there's like a digital watch in a dish. There's a heart there. 1111 twice, and 1111 written on a notepad next to the watch, and then her Metro card I don't, that's like her card for like the subway. And then there's books in the background, angel numbers, dream symbolism, wisdom, awe. There's a tarot deck. Intuitive awakening, I think, is one of those, and astrology. So you have been and will be seeing signs everywhere the closer that you get to this reunion. And whatever your numbers are. So the guides were sharing that each twin flame union, each twin flame pair has their own set of activation keys. And those activation keys are numbers that do something to activate the journey. And so for some of you, it could be 1111. For me, it was 222. And let me tell you, the 222s were just like bombarding me. So for example, like I was looking at going to watch a movie with my son. I think we went to go see Haunted Mansion. And the trailer was 2 minutes and 22 seconds long. The movie itself was 2 hours and 2 minutes long. And then it was like 2:22 in the afternoon when I was watching the trailer. It was insane. And it's 22:02 right now on the timer. So big signs. They just start showing up like constantly and everywhere. So pay attention to the signs. The more signs you see, the closer you're getting, because your guides are trying. And I just saw 22, and it's 2222 right now on the timer. The reason for this is right about at this point in your journey, you're very close. Well, you can't really give up on your journey, but you're very close to like throwing in the towel. Like, I've just had enough of this journey. Nothing's really happening. Nothing has happened. You've given me all of these signs and serendipities and synchronicities and confirmations. And you may feel during this super full moon or energy, or when you're watching this, when I said there's lunar Reiki involved, there may be some shadow triggers coming up around like, this is taking too long. I'm ready to throw in the towel. I'm ready to give up. I'm ready to just find somebody else because I'm just tired of this. I'm tired of this. And you could be the masculine or you could be the feminine. So on the feminine side of this journey, you could just be tired of waiting for the masculine to step forward, because in this type of twin flame journey, it's the masculine's responsibility to reach out to you, to pursue you, to show up. It's their responsibility to do the work along with you. If you are the divine masculine, you may be tired of waiting for the sign that it's okay for you to move forward, because my twin flames that work with me in this twin flame collective, that's TLC for the soul, the masculines and the feminines have been doing a ton of work. The divine masculine has been working on themselves almost nonstop to align with you, and they're getting tired. So you, if you're a divine masculine watching this, you're just tired of doing the work. You're waiting for a sign. You work very closely with your guides. You know there's a time that you're going to be guided to move forward. You understand, oh, I'm getting big chills. You understand that it's, you understand that it's divine guidance that's going to push you towards your feminine. Oh my gosh, so many chills. So you could be cross-watching this divine feminine. This is what your divine masculine is going through. Divine masculine, you could be watching this, but divine masculine, there's this trigger point of time where you're supposed to step forward towards your feminine. You know it's coming soon. You feel it in your gut. Your guides have shown you this, and you've received up-teen confirmations that on this date at this time, you're supposed to do something towards the feminine. You're supposed to move forward towards the feminine. You know it's coming, and you're a little bit nervous, but at the same time, you're like, you're tired and you're nervous. You're like, how much more work do I have to do? Quit giving me more shadow work. Do you feel like you're ready? Not completely, they say. You feel like there's the days when you feel like you're really, really ready to do this. And there's other days when they're saying you berate yourself that you're not good enough for this connection, because it feels way too good for you in your heart space. The power of the love is just awe-inspiring. Didn't I see awe on there on one of those little books? It's like awe-inspiring. You have not experienced this anywhere else before. And so you're a little taken aback by the power of it all. You understand what a twin flame connection is. You've been doing your research. You understand, they're saying. You are not in the dark about what's going on here. You're evolved, you're illuminated, you've been doing the work, you're super ready for this. But for you, Divine Masculine, the lunar Reiki that you may get as part of watching this is that berating energy coming up again to be cleared. That shadow of this feels too good to be true. Maybe this isn't meant for me. Maybe I'm imagining all of this. You know, this could just be some illusion that this amazing being who, if you're the Divine Masculine, you're already aware of who this person is. If you're the Divine Feminine, you're completely in the dark, still sitting, waiting. You know the person's energy, but you don't know the person in the 3D. Although as the signs increase, you will start to get more and more signs maybe about who they are, what they might look like, or some of the traits they might have. And I know this is a twin flame reading because with no other of the 3 readings have I been clearing my throat this much. There's so much that needs to be said in the 3D between the 2 of you. It's just building up in the throat chakra. It's building up so much. And Divine Masculine, you try so hard to what? You just try so hard to just be good. It's like to be good enough. And this came up. This is going to be a really long reading. This came up the other day with the Divine Masculine thinking that they still have more work to do, more work to do, more work to do to be good enough for this Divine Feminine. Why? Why do you feel that? They said because the power of the love is so strong that it brings out doubt. It's going in a circle. It just like brings, it's going in a circle because they're having me hold the right side of my head, like I have a headache or something. And that's my Divine Masculine side of my body is my right side. So the Divine Masculine is just like, I'm doing the work. I keep clearing these shadows, but every time I feel this love in my heart, it just feels too good to be true. Could this really be meant for me? Because in the past, all I've had are these like one-night stands and these relationships that were very frivolous and very lighthearted. They didn't mean very much. Maybe you've had a lot of partners. Maybe you're concerned about settling down because you've been you're this bachelor and you've been a bachelor for quite some time now and you like the free fallen lifestyle. Maybe you're an adventurer. Maybe you just are like, you just have to surrender all of this, all right? Because you're kind of driving yourself a little crazy here with the loops. You're so intuitive and you just don't realize how powerful you are. And I think that's another thing. Your Divine Feminine may be some sort of mystic, medium, psychic, channel, I don't know, witch, wizard for all of my same-sex connections. I don't know who you guys are. I mean, I know, but I don't know. I know y'all's energy, like, because you're mostly aligned to me and I know my energy. So be confident, right? Because you're aligned to me. Well, I have nothing to do with this, but the energy I exude is confidence, uplifting. This is the energy that I want to put out there. Uplifting you all, helping, sharing what I know. And so you wouldn't be here if you weren't aligned to that. If you weren't psychic and sensitive and intuitive and a wizard or a witch or a mystic or a medium or a channeler or a light warrior or a bringer of the light or a light language, activator, all of that's in you. Don't compare yourself to anybody else. Divine Masculine, open up to your power. I've got the Flower Therapy card from Robert Reeves. Oh, this is going to close it out, I think. This is going to be a really long video because I could sit and talk about twin flame stuff, and I have another twin flame reading to do. So if you're a twin flame, which you should be if you're watching this, I'm getting ready to do another reading for the Lionsgate as a twin flame status update. So stay tuned for that. But I've gone a little over in your reading because I get a little excitable about twin flames. The last card coming out is you are lovable. Love who you are as you're created perfectly. Everything about your true self is beautiful. And that is how your feminine, your divine feminine, is going to see you. You are lovable. You are worthy of this love. You are worthy of this love. Pay attention to the signs. Work on whatever niggling shadow energy comes up, but don't over obsess about it, okay? There's just no need to enjoy your life while you're waiting. Enjoy your life. Just surrender to source. I feel like there's divine masculine, a lot of divine masculine watching this. When it's time for you to move forward, you will be guided to move forward. And if you are already in the reunion stage of this journey, if you've gone through wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, you couldn't have graduated from, quote unquote, graduated from wave 3 unless you were ready to move into reunion. So don't be beating yourself up if little shadow stuff is coming up. This is a TLC for the soul pep talk. Let yourself go, surrender, know that the work you've done already is good enough for you to align with this person. Trust that when you reach out to them, they have been waiting for you for a very long time. They've done all their work, they've graduated, and your guys are aligned. And it's time now, divine masculine, to grow up a little bit, get ready for this love, get ready to move forward. This is your next chapter is your soul, your dual soul mission with your twin. It's not just about a romance. It's not just about some 3D, partnership. There is a soul mission waiting for you. It's going to be very fun, very important, very harmonic, very uplifting to the planet and to those around you. So pay attention to the signs. They're showing you what's coming next. I'm going to stop this here. It's 3311, which is a number for have patience. And we will see you all again soon, my loves. Take care.